Welcome to the Mug War edition of Mug Life. 2 mugs, 1 organization. Which one will rule? Yeah, you're right. It is kind of a dumb thing. And I originally had planned out this whole thing where I'd compare one to the other and do like a tasting, and one would be kind of less tasty. One coffee would be less tasty than the other. But, sometimes, that's not the best idea. So what I thought I'd do is this time, there's an event coming up, a streaming event that I want to get word out. And since I had 2 of these mugs already, I figured I would just go ahead and do this anyway. So my apologies for the histrionics, but and I'll be sure to include links to everything in the show notes. But a couple of weeks ago, I had talked about this Rocks Geek mug that I had received back in March. I did get word from Rocks Geek, and they explained that at the time I'd said this was Pops from Speed Racer. It's not. It's actually an obscure character, Marlowe from Marlowe and the Magic Movie Machine. It was a kid show where a guy would go into his employer's basement, play with his computer, and show stock footage. I barely remembered when I was a kid. It was from the early 70s. They did a lot of drugs. Well, recently I wanted to support one of my favorite troops, so Rocks Geek now has a TeePublic page, and I'll include that in the notes. And they have all sorts of stuff. And what I ordered was the Rocks Geek mug, and it's the new one. It's I believe Dawn designed it herself, and it's the 20-sided die. I think that, or it's a reference to a Devo video. I'm not sure, but the nice thing about their TeePublic site is they've got everything. You've got T-shirts, masks, notebooks, laptop covers, coffee mugs, and laptop stickers. And I think they're this close to getting Funko Pops, which I'm really excited about. But anyway, enough of that. The reason I wanted to do this very special episode was that Rocks Geek is doing a fundraiser for an organization called the Lighthouse Foundation, which involves my fellow former board member and former president of Chicago Nerd Social Club, Carlin. And Lighthouse Foundation they work with the Black LGBTQ community in the Chicago area. They were most noted for encouraging organizations to not hire, I think it's Walsh Security, which is a security firm owned by a former cop who has a history of racist and very questionable activity, let's put it that way. And I was lucky enough to attend their anti-racism for white folks webinar yesterday. This is Sunday morning as I'm recording this. It was Saturday, so good job. Loved it. Lot to learn. But Rocks Geek is doing, as part of one of their Rocks Inferno projects, which is, Rocks Inferno is basically Rocks Geek without the nerdy cosplay. We'll be doing a live streaming fundraiser this Friday on Facebook for Lighthouse Foundation. So what I'm encouraging all of you to do is, if you can, donate. I'll be sure that the links are included in the show notes. And if I will also encourage you to seek them out in terms of helping support them. And I know some of you are probably thinking, "Oh, shut up! Just do coffee mugs. Why do you need being politically correct? Blah blah blah." I don't know if you've noticed recently in the news, but there's a lot of concern and a lot of talk about certain issues. Being a cisgender, heterosexual white dude, maybe I don't have too much to say about it other than maybe I should shut up and listen to those who can talk about it. So I'm going to encourage all of you, if you can attend, I'll be sure that any fundraising links are in the show notes. And the reason I'm talking about this is these are 2 people that I've worked with and really enjoyed, and I consider part of my social network, even though I barely talk to them. And for those of you who are watching on Facebook, feel free to, remind me like, "Hey, dude, we need to Zoom sometime." But it's important because I think right now, a lot of people, as we're transitioning out of this whole coronavirus lockdown mode, it's hard. Like, even I broke down. I got so frustrated. I made an appointment and I got a haircut. Luckily, stylist wore a mask. Asked me if it was optional. I figured I didn't wear one, but I was going to respect her choice. But back to Lighthouse Foundation and Rocks Geek. Two great organizations. I'll be writing a post about it for Chicago Now. Once that's up, I'll include that in the show notes for all this. But I know I should have done the whole, oh my God, coffee tastes better out of this mug, and it is. It's really, if you can, buy some merch, because that also helps support Rocks Geek, because the performers don't perform for free. They got to pay their bills too. But I do want to say, commend to whoever it is as part of the Rocks Geek team, whoever thought of Marlo and the Magic Moving Machine, great deep cut. You were brilliant. And also Funko Pops. If you need my help to make it happen, will do. So thanks, and talk to you all later. Bye.